Let's look at negative 5 and negative 2. Okay, so negative 5 and negative 2. Would you say negative 5 is less than or greater than negative 2? Yes, negative 5 is less than negative 2 because negative 5 is a lot farther away from 0 than negative 2. Okay, what about negative 4 and negative 8? Is negative 4 greater than or less than negative 8? Negative 4 is greater than, is closer to 0. Okay, we're going to look at some addition and subtraction problems now, okay? First, we're gonna look at an example where we're adding a negative. So if I have negative 3 and I'm adding negative 2, we're going to see what happens. So where am I going to start on the number line? Where do I start? Start at negative 3. But I'm adding in another negative 2. So what's going to happen here? Is the number going to increase or decrease? If I'm adding in a negative, I'm putting in another negative 2. Yes, it's going to decrease. Okay, we're adding in a negative, so we're decreasing. Am I going to move left or right? Left, how many spaces? Good. So where do I end up? So negative 3 plus negative 2 is negative 5. Everyone see that? Negative 1 plus 4. What about if I'm just adding 4? Where do I start? Adding 4. Is this number positive or negative? Good. So if I'm adding 4, which way do I move? Left or right? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we end up at 3. Okay. Looking at subtraction, if this is the sentence, 2 take away negative 7. So where do I start on the number line? I have 2 and I'm taking away a negative. So I start where? We start at 2. What happens when you're taking away a negative? What do you think? Yep. The number increases. Excellent. So am I going to move left or right? Yep. Right, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we end up at positive 9. This can also be written as 2 plus 7 equals 9. What if we have 2 and I take away 7 this time? I'm not taking away a negative 7. I'm just taking away 7. This one's a little different. So again, we start at 2. If I'm taking away 7, which way am I moving? Left. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We end up at negative 5. Good. Whenever you subtract a negative, we move to the right. Whenever we subtract a positive, we move to the left. Okay? Looking at multiplication and division of integers, if I multiply 2 negatives together, what will the result be? What about if I'm multiplying 2 positives together? The result will be? Excellent. If I am multiplying a negative and a positive, the result will be? What about a positive and a negative? The result will be? That's impossible. Negative. Here, the 2 signs are the same, and here the 2 signs are the same. When the 2 signs are the same, what will the answer always be? Good. What about the second example? Are the 2 signs the same or different? Are these 2 signs the same or different? When the 2 signs are different, the answer will always be? Negative. Good. Negative 2 times positive 3, what will the answer be? A negative times a positive equals a negative. 2 times 3. Okay, I want you to look here. What happens next? What if I change this to positive 2 times negative 3? Who thinks the answer is going to be different? Same? Yeah. What's the answer? Positive and a negative is negative. And then we have 2 times 3. Negative 6. How about if I flip it around? So I'm going to first start with positive 3 times negative 2. What's the answer? Negative 6. Does the order matter? Negative 3 times 2. Negative 6 again. Multiplied by positive 2 is positive 4. Do I have to continuously keep putting this positive sign if it's a positive integer?
No.
No. I can also write this as 2 times 2. Okay? Can someone give me another example where the result will be positive? Good. Negative 6 times negative 3 equals positive 18. Excellent. What if I do this? 5 times negative 2. What's the answer? Yep. Negative 10. You may also see it written like this. Okay? You might see this on your quiz tomorrow. 5 bracket negative 2 means 5 times negative 2, which is negative 10. What's another way that I can rewrite this question to get the same answer? Right? Negative 5 times positive 2. Does everyone agree that's negative 10?
Yeah.
Good. Excellent. Negative 64 divided by positive 8. Can you tell me another way to represent this exact same question to get the same result? How can I get the same result? Negative 64 divided by positive 8. Negative 8. How else can I write this to get an answer of negative 8? Yeah, how about positive 64 divided by negative 8? Is that still negative 8? Yes. Good. Or we can write it like this. Negative 64 divided by 8 equals negative 8. Or 64 divided by negative 8 equals negative 8. Okay, too many equal signs here. There we go, that's better. Okay, and if you notice, I put this in brackets just to separate the two symbols, the two signs. Okay?
Made with Doodlecast Pro.